What's going on, everybody? My name is Logan. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So today, I know I haven't been on this channel in like over a year, but I have a bunch of small projects that I need to get done, and I figured why not use this to make some YouTube videos. So starting off today, what we're going to be doing is working on this Yerf Dog here. I took off the rear axle because we had a split in the subframe, so I need to replace that crossbar. So we're going to be cutting that off, putting a new one in today. We're just going to keep the stock motor because it's got enough horse power and torque. And then I have ripped the padding off of this seat because I plan to do a single seat and a 5-point harness from my previous project, the go-kart over there, which we're not done with that go-kart. You guys have seen the last videos if you've watched them. If you haven't, I highly recommend them. But that go-kart is still in the works. I actually have different plans for it, so I'm going to change it up a bit. But right now, I need to work on this Yerf Dog. And then later today, I'm getting a gasket kit for this so I can delete the governor. Because right over here, we have a drift trike that we've been working on for a couple months. So I think we're just going to do the Yerf Dog today. And then the engine build will be on a separate video. So I hope you guys are ready to come along for the ride. I'm going to go ahead and clear off this welding table and get to it. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have our brace here. It's split here and then was fixed with angle iron, but as you can see, the angle iron split too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this entire piece out and replace it, just to save ourselves in the future. So I'm going to cut here, and then just completely, and here, completely remove it, replace it, and then we'll throw it back on the Yerf Dog. Alright, so I got the cross piece cut, a little mangled, but it's cut off. I'm going to leave these here. That way I have that flat surface to weld to. That way I don't have to notch anything. And it'll just make my life a little bit easier. Because I don't have a tubing notcher. Now I am going to have to notch this out a little bit because I kind of just went ham. Because I could get the grinder where I needed it just because of this box style frame. But yep, I'm gonna clean this up, clean off the surfaces, cut my other pipe to length, and then I'll weld it in, and then we will be set to party. Alright, my camera died, so I don't know how much of that last clip I got, but welds are done. As you can see, good penetration from the like heat marks there. Let me wipe the lens off real quick, sorry. Same in the corners. And that makes me comforted to know that I had the right heat setting. Now I welded these corners on the back, but I'm going to finish welding up those. And then I'll sand down the welds, grind them down, do what I need to do to make sure, and then paint them, and I'll be able to throw this thing back together, which this thing's been apart for about a month and a half because it was a major issue. As you can see, these welds on the angle iron are kind of just like surface welds. They didn't really, I guess they did kind of penetrate, but not as much as you would want for this application, and it did break. The angle iron broke after. So I figured it'd just be a better idea to replace the pipe. Now the pipe is smaller, but it is a thicker wall, and I could tell because I had to pull from this over because this is thicker than this here. So I'm gonna let this cool. I'm gonna finish welding this, let this cool, paint it, and then we'll be able to throw that guy all back together, which is gonna be awesome because we'll actually be able to drive it shortly. Alright guys, so I just threw a coat of primer on here. I'm going to paint it black to kind of match. It's not going to exactly match because this paint is dirty and old. But we're all primed up, so the new welds will not rust. Now while we wait on the paint to dry, because I'm going to do a couple more layers, I want to test fit the 5-point harness and racing seat. Now I want everybody to be able to drive this. Let me move the torque converter. So I'm going to... So I'm going to try to use the factory seat mount because it does have a slider so that short people and tall people alike can drive. Now I might need to relocate the steering wheel, but I want to go ahead and figure all that out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the racing seat and we'll test fit. Alright guys, so right here I have a racing seat, obviously for a 5-point harness. Now I got this seat a while back for the other go-kart, but if you guys haven't seen that video, this is a seat out of a junior dragster. So we're gonna go ahead and see if this fits. But I also got this 5-point harness a while back, and this is, wow, a STR, I believe. Also for junior dragsters. But it's a 5-point harness, but it has 6, no, it's 5-point harness. I'm probably not even in frame. Now I'm in frame. So I'm gonna see if the seat fits in here and if I have enough room for my big freaking leg. Alright, so hopping in. Okay, honestly, it's not terrible. I would like the seat a little bit further back, but I can reach all my things. My knees are at a comfortable bed. I think the smaller steering wheel definitely helps with location because my legs can fly out. I feel like I have enough elbow room. Honestly, I think this is gonna work. I might just do some trimming to the original basket, and then we should be good. Alright guys, so I thought I should update you on the seat. So I have this shelving piece here, which has proven to be really strong in the past. I've used it on other projects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay this over top of the seat. It's going to leave about 6 inches of clearance, which should be enough for a helmet and a person of my height. Anybody with a taller torso might suffer with a helmet on. So I'm trying to think that one through. I might mount this on the bottom, but that's not gonna work. Anyway, so this is the seat all the way back. It's a nice, comfortable room. I'm like one of the shorter people that's gonna be driving it, and I feel like it's way too far back for me, which is good. It means it's gonna be good for tall people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these 2 strips, mount them to the seat first. That way I know I have my holes right, and then I'm going to lay them over top of here. Run a bead of weld, 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 and then cut it to length. And then we'll be golden, and it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, mount it up here, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Alright guys, so just got back from the hardware store. I picked up these bolts right here, based off of one I actually found in the toolbox. It is a 3/16 by 16, and threads right in where I need it to. I'm pretty sure we have washers for it, so I didn't want to spend money on washers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up, center them best I can, make some Sharpie marks, find center, and then go ahead and drill these out on the drill press. That way my holes are nice and straight. I'm going to drill them out so these slide right through. Oop, make sure you're in frame. Drill these out, make sure they slide right through, and then mount them up, mark, cut to size, then we'll clean them up and weld them, and then we will be able to mount our seat up, which will be freaking awesome. So I'm going to do that. I've had enough time lapses on this video, so I'm just going to do this off camera, and then I'll show you guys the final product. Alright, this is where we're at. So you guys saw me drill out these holes. I did find 4 washers, and these are all snugged down. So now what I can do is I can go ahead, throw this in, put it where I want it, throw it in there, put it where I want it, And then I can go ahead and mark where I need to cut these off. That way they're gonna sit flush because I don't want these hanging out and causing a possible injury. And then I'll cut them down and then we can weld them up. So this is coming along great. I think we're just gonna beat the rain, which is absolutely awesome. So I'm gonna keep moving along on this. All right, guys, so I just got the seat tacked in and it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna try and weld that thing up before the rain comes. That way I can get a coat of paint on it and then I can start assembling it in the garage. So I'll try to weld those and then move it in here, or I'll move it in here, then I'll weld it in here, and then I'm going to assemble it in here, and hopefully I will be able to finish it today because that is what I really want to do. Okay, so we have the seat brackets all in, welded fully, so that means the seat can fit. Now it's a matter of making mounts for the harness. These two are gonna mount where the original one and then that one are. This one and the two up top leads, I actually cut the original tabs off of the first ever go-kart that I tried to build, which if you guys haven't seen those videos, go ahead and watch them. And I'm just gonna reuse them, re-weld them where I want them. So top one's gonna go here, bottom one's gonna go there. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm ready. All right, guys, so I got everything in and painted up. As you can see, we have our rear or shoulder seatbelt mount here. We have our crotch seatbelt mount here. And then we have our boxed in frame for the seat itself. And once that paint dries, I can go ahead, put the seat in and the seat belts, and then it'll be ready to go. But while I wait for that to dry, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is finish assembling, or put the motor back on here, get the chain on, get everything on. That way, the second that paint is dry, or actually before that paint is even dry, we can actually put this on. So yeah, I guess I'll just do a time lapse for the rest of it because I did not think we were gonna get this done in one day. Alright guys, the Yerf Dog is 100% back together. We tested it out. She does fire up. Check this out, first pull. Boom! Now, we can't really go on a test drive because our yard is one giant hill and we don't want to flip this thing. But, guys, seats in, 5-point harness is in, everything is back together, and this thing is ready to rip. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like, share it with some friends. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode where we rebuild the engine for the drift trike. It's over there. So, see you guys next time.